Hey, welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be taking a look at this little, really unique foldable drone by Helifar. It's a Helifar H816. Now, doing my review in a little different spot today, so hopefully it shows up okay. I apologize if the lighting's a little bit poor. Now, there's two versions of this drone. There is the one with a standard controller, and there's one with the G-sensor gravity controller. Otherwise, the drones are identical. I'm going to review the one with the full standard controller. It's a little better control, even though I do find the gravity controller to be quite fun. But there's no reason to review both of these when the only difference is the controller. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the drone. Like I said, it's very unique because it looks like, well, it looks like it's just two propellers, but it folds out. You slide it into the X position, then you have two normal props and two inverted props because of the design. It's got blue and I think white lights here, blue, and I believe that's the front. I'll have to show you the front. It's a little unique the way the front of the drone is, and white here in the rear. Actually, it's white in the front and blue in the rear, because the camera on this drone is located underneath the front propeller, and you do pick up some of this, the canopy, and when you're flying with all the way up. Now, it does tilt down. It's going to be difficult to see it because the lighting in here got really poor now. It does tilt down. But if you do that, you're flying forward pitch, you're going to end up with, just looking at the ground. I already get enough of the ground the way it is with this particular drone. The battery that comes with, it comes with an extra one, and I'll explain why I think they did that. It's, I think, a 380 milliamp hour 1S LiPo. Just snaps here like you saw in the bottom. They included an extra one, and I'll show you guys here. Included an extra spare and the charger. Takes about an hour to charge this up. Also comes with full set of props and a little Phillips screwdriver. The reason why I think they included an extra battery is the flight time is really bad on this drone. I only get about 3 minutes of flight time out of this, sometimes even less. And I can't even tell you how long the LVC is because I can't see these lights because they're located on top of the drone. So when you're flying it, you're like, well, unless you have it down at eye level, how do you know? I mean, how can you see these lights? So it just had some really odd decisions on this, despite the unique design, which I do like. I do like the way, I actually find it to be kind of cool the way you fly it with the front propeller in front of the camera. I actually had no problems with that at all. And the camera is actually really, really good. I was actually really pleasantly surprised by the quality of this camera. It's one of the better toy drone cameras I've seen. Really good detail, good colors. But unfortunately, you have a short flight time on this thing. It makes it hard to justify, because I mean, 3 minutes is just, that's terrible. It needs a bigger battery in it. It also does pretty sloppy 360 flips. It is not very good, and that's really not surprising. It's not real good at 360 flips, and it doesn't handle wind well at all. With this design, that's kind of be expected. Flying into the wind, it's just almost like it's standing still. But with the wind at its back, it was actually pretty sporty, and it flies pretty decent, and I see the camera's actually really good on it. I just think that they include an extra battery because of such a short flight time. It's advertised at 6 minutes in the book. I've not got anything close to that. It finally just comes down and lands because it is an altitude hold drone. It does have auto takeoff and auto landing, which is right here. You press that, takes off, press it again to land it. This is your 3 speed rates. I think the yaw did increase a little with the rates. There's very, very little pitch in the lowest rate. You can't even fly it outside on that because it's so little pitch. This is your 360 flips button. This is your headless mode. Short press, long press is going to be your 1 key return. And down and both sticks to the left does a gyro calibration. So the app that you use with this is a Helifar app. I will include a screenshot of it here. Just press your connect. Obviously it's not connected now. It's just going to keep searching, and you use it to record your video and take photos. I wouldn't try FPV flying it. The FPV lag was pretty bad, so it's not going to be useful. Plus it's because the camera angle on this, if you tilt it down to avoid the propellers, you're really going to be looking at the ground a lot. But I also find just looking at the ground a lot, even with it straight out, in the highest rate, you just can't really FPV fly it too particularly well. But it's not, you can, but I don't particularly do it with these toys most of the time, unless it's like a GPS drone. These kind of drones, the lag's usually too much on Wi-Fi. and you know, the cameras are usually too poor quality. But the camera's not bad, and this just has it has some lag, which is not uncommon in these Wi-Fi FPV drones. So that covers the quick overview here. Just did it on this bed. Hopefully the lighting was enough to at least get the message through. So let's move along now, and I'll show you the flight review. Okay guys, so I have the Helifar H816 bound to the app and the controller. I'm going to do a gyro calibration to show you. That's down and to the left. You can see the lights blinking. The lights are obviously very visible here on the ground. They're relatively bright, but when you're in the air above your head, you can't see those, so it doesn't help you with orientation. So if you're a beginner and you really need that orientation help, this drone is not very helpful that way unless you fly it really low to the ground at eye level or below. So let's go ahead and we'll take it up now. I'm going to start recording some video first. So now we got some video recording. You can see the video here is actually really good on this drone, and there's not a bunch of jello wobble. It's actually one of the the strongest point of this drone. Now, oddly enough, it doesn't actually do an auto takeoff. I don't know why with altitude hold. When you press the auto takeoff button, it just starts the propellers and it sits there. Now it does do an auto landing when you press that, but I don't know why it doesn't take off. Let's go ahead and just give it some throttle and take off. Now that's the lowest rate. Very little pitch, as you can see. Look at that. Very, very little pitch. So let's go ahead here and walk out here in the sun. I'll try to get over here so to reduce that glare. Let's go ahead and reduce and increase the rates. Now you can see more pitch. That's the second rate. And see, there's a pretty decent breeze blowing from right to left. It's not a ton. Let's go ahead and increase it to the third rate. You got to have it in that rate to have any chance of flying this outdoors and any wind at all. This is not a lot of breeze. I'm guessing probably 6 to 8 miles per hour. And as you can see, it's having a considerable amount of time difficulty fighting that breeze. That doesn't really surprise me though, because of the design. I don't particularly expect it to have the ability to fight a lot of wind. Let's see if we can do some 360 flips. It seemed like they were not very good for me. And as you get closer to the LVC, of course, it doesn't even let you do them. That's really not uncommon. See, yeah, I mean, it's just, like I said, it's not real good at 360 flips. Let's try to do a forward one, if I can. Oh, the breeze is just taking it away, and that's what's making it hard to do that. Let's try doing one into the wind. That way we can keep it in front of me. That wasn't too bad. Wind let up here so I can do a few more. Do a forward flip. Oh, and it crashed. So it's had some difficulty there. So actually not that surprising, you know, it does. And its lights are blinking telling me that it crashed. Let's go ahead and start the motors. I don't know if it'll go for me here. I think it's still bound up. Let me go over here and try to set it down here on a flat surface. Let's see if we can get it to go again. Alright, I pressed the throttle down and then the lights went back solid. I think it'll work now. Yeah. You know, a lot of these drones do go into like a preventative thing when you crash, and you have to kind of get it settled down on a level surface, and I just pressed the throttle down and then it rebound. I went ahead and did it on a level surface, even though the gyro you know, it's not going to recalibrate unless you cycle the power to it or you do the manual gyro calibration. So I'm still getting, you know, FPV feed here. Like I said, it's a bit choppy and a little bit behind. A little, you know, the lag's a little more than some I've seen. Pretty standard lag, I'd say. But from what I've seen, the video looks actually really good. Let's see if we can hold it still there and not move around so much so you can get an idea. Look at these trees across the street. Now the camera's all the way up here and there's no breeze. That's why I'm able to hover. It's actually hovering pretty nice, you guys can see. But the wind kicks up, well, it has a hard time. Let's do an auto landing just to show you. This design, auto landing is going to work really well because it doesn't have to worry about it tipping over or anything like that. Let's go ahead and start the props again. Again, I don't know why it doesn't do an auto takeoff. Now I'm getting close to 4 minutes right now. Now some of that was obviously during the crash. But this is a better flight time today than I got the last 2 test flights. I only got around 2 minutes and 50 seconds to about 3.5 minutes. So when I said 3, I was kind of sort of averaging it out. But we're at 4 minutes and a quarter seconds here of recorded video, and it's still going. So this, you know, I'm using all 4 batteries out of both the drones, so sometimes you're going to get a better battery than the other. It could be that first battery that I used, which is a poor LiPo, because this is actually getting a much better flight time, though it's, you know, we'll have to wait and see what it does, because even 4 to 5 minutes is would still be pretty bad. But I'm happy to see this is flying longer on this particular battery, because it's not like I didn't put in some test flight. I flew it on 2 batteries, fully charged, and did not get this much flight time. There, it's kind of, and look at that, it just kind of went, I don't know. Let's set it down here and see if that's just, I don't think that's the low battery, but you know, it wouldn't surprise me because I was not getting a long flight time. Let's put the throttle down. The lights have gone solid. Let's go ahead and start them up and take it back up again. Now this battery is obviously much better than the other 2. Maybe there's just some poor batteries. I don't know. The charger, I showed you guys the charger, but I didn't mention how it plugs in. It's a little plug-in jack. I don't know exactly what you call that jack, but it's not anything standard. It's a proprietary battery. They do sell extra batteries on GearBest website for like a few dollars for a set of 2, I think. So you're not going to have to pay much to get an extra battery for this drone. But look, it's really struggling now in this wind, and I think we're getting low battery now. I'm going to do the auto landing to see if it'll, there we go. Yeah, and we're getting the low voltage now. So let's see, that shows 6.5 minutes, and I just stopped recording. Obviously we didn't quite get 6.5 because I had those 2 crashes. So, you know, the battery life was much better on this one. I did 2 test flights before this, and I did not get anything close to that. So I feel a bit bad because I said in the table review part there that the flight time was horrible. As obviously, as you can see, it was not horrible, though I would have liked to have seen 8 minutes. You know, 6 to 7 it's acceptable, but you know, and I can't guarantee you'll get that because, like I said, I had 2 flights before this on 2 separate batteries and did not get that. Sometimes these batteries can get a little more life when they've been cycled a few charges, but not to that extent. So I don't know what to tell you on that. The camera's obviously quite good on this drone, but it's a bit hard to fly outside. And like I said, I don't trust the flight time because I don't know if you're going to get what I just got there. Consider my other 2 only got about, you know, the first one was only half that flight time before it came down and landed and the lights were blinking. So I don't know what to tell you there. So I hope this review helps you guys out make a decision on this drone. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, please. If you're not, press the bell so that you know when I upload a new video. As always, guys, have a really good day.
The power of the dark side.